Welcome to another junior algebra video. In this rule, we're going to talk about algebraic powers and introduce the first rule out of 4. So here's our first example. Simplify b cubed times b to the power of 5. Well, b cubed means b times b times b. And we're multiplying that by b to the power of 5, which is b times b times b times b times b. So you can see we have b times 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 b, which is b to the power of 8. Wonder if there's a quicker way of doing that by just going 3 plus 5 is 8. Let's check that out with another example. So we're going to simplify x to the power of 4 times x squared. X to the power of 4 means x times x times x times x. And we're multiplying that by x squared, which is x times x. So we have x times x times x times x times x times x, which is x to the power of 6. It does seem like there's a quicker way of doing this and just going 4 plus 2 is 6. So when we multiply variables that have got powers, we can take the powers and plus them to get our new power. Right, so let's put that in practice. If we have d cubed times d to the power of 6, we can just add the powers and get d to the power of 9. Right, what about this example? P to the power of 4 times p. Now just be careful, that little p at the end is actually p to the power of 1. So we can now plus our powers and go 4 plus 1 makes p to the power of 5. All right, what about h cubed times h squared times h to the power of 5? Well, just because there's 3 terms, we can still plus the powers. So 3 plus 2 plus 5 makes 10. So we get h to the power of 10. Right, and let's look at this example to wrap up with. X to the power of 4 times p cubed times x squared times p to the power of 5. Well, what we're going to do in this example is focus on the x terms and then focus on the p terms. So let's look at manipulating and changing around. The commutative law basically says we can rearrange it. Doesn't matter which way when we multiply, because 2 times 6 is the same as 6 times 2. So I'm putting all my x's to start with and my p's to finish with. So now I can focus on x to the power of 4 times x squared, which is x to the power of 6, because 4 plus 2 is 6. And then I can focus on my p to the power of 3 times p to the power of 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, so p to the power of 8. And I'm left with x to the power of 6 times p to the power of 8. Now in algebra, I don't need to put a times, so I can ditch the times. But in algebra, remember, we prefer to write things alphabetically when we multiply expressions. So it's better to write p to the power of 8, x to the power of 6. Great, thanks very much for watching.